Man, it's been one hell of a busy week, and it's about to get a whole lot busier. Shields up, Ironbreakers. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're all doing good. I figured I'd do a quick little video here to let you guys know on some of the things that have been happening this week in gaming, some of the things that are going to be happening this week in gaming, and what I've been up to. So, let's get started, and starting right off, you guys can tell that the gameplay over here is that of first Berzerker Khazan. I know that I recently did a poll here on the channel where I asked you guys which game would you like to see me play next, and I know that Expedition 33 won that poll, but unfortunately there's a lot of stuff happening this week, and I figured, you know, if I start Expedition 33 now, I'm going to end up interrupting it to cover the Monster Hunter Wilds update, to cover the update that's going to be coming to Nightreign, which we're both things that we're going to be talking about a little bit later in this video. And, you know, then I need to figure out, do I want to play Expedition 33 or Death Stranding 2? I got to figure out a whole lot of stuff, so I figured it'd probably be easier to just jump back into first Berzerker Khazan for a little bit and, you know, give you guys a couple of live streams. So that's been something that's been happening. This right here is the live stream from today. We have been playing with dual blades, been having a blast, even though some of the bosses still frustrating. It is what it is. But then again, you guys tune in to first Berzerker Khazan to watch me get completely obliterated. Now, some of you guys might be wondering, well, what happened first Berzerker Khazan? Why didn't you finish it? And that has been something that has been very frustrating in 2025 from a content creator perspective. It's really good in terms of gaming industry, and that is there's been a lot of really good games coming out. But from a content creator perspective, it's like I get very much overwhelmed. And the reason I'm getting overwhelmed is because, you know, I have 2 children. Therefore, I can't spend as much time as I used to creating content because they need my attention, help them with homework, you know, emotional stuff that happens to them sometimes at school. And, you know, it requires way more attention than it used to. My son is now 10. My daughter is 6. So things get pretty crazy. But anyways, I decided jumping back to Khazan would probably be the right thing to do. So there's like, is it 3 live streams now that I've done since I had taken my break? It's either 3 or 2 live streams that I've done since then. I've been having some fun with that. But yeah, that's stuff that you guys can check out on the channel if you are interested. Now, something that is also interesting that I noticed when I was getting ready to work on this video is that I actually never did like a first impressions video for first Berzerker Khazan beyond the demo or my Gamescom coverage, because I actually played Khazan when I was at Gamescom, which is interesting because I had the slot after Jeff Keighley. I spoke about this before. That was funny. I got to see Jeff Keighley, but they wouldn't even let me say hello. But anyway, besides the point, I figured I'd give you guys just like quick impressions. Khazan isn't really your typical Souls-like. It's more like a Neo-like. A lot of the things that first Berzerker Khazan is doing are way more inspired in Neo than any of the Souls games, in my personal opinion. The difference is, obviously, Neo has way more weapons. It has much more depth in terms of, like, you got stances, and you got all of these things that you're doing with combat, key pulses, and all of that. And first Berzerker Khazan is more about brink dodging, brink guarding, and it's got, like, some more advanced parry mechanics that you're expected to do as well. But having said that, it is pretty fun. If you enjoyed the art style of what you're seeing on screen, more than likely you're going to enjoy it. I forget if the demo is public now or not. But yeah, this is a game that I think is pretty fun. I think that Cowboy finished the game already. He highly recommended it. So yeah, it is a ton of fun, but do be prepared. The game is challenging. Some of the bosses are going to be frustrating, so keep that in mind. You will be expected to do a whole lot of parrying as well as perfect dodging, depending on which boss you are fighting, but it is still fun. Now, do keep in mind this game only really has 3 weapons currently, even though it's getting like some additional content now, including a female protagonist, which is pretty cool. That way you can choose at the beginning of the game. It's like, hey, do you want to play as General Khazan or I don't know what you call the female character, General Khazana? I don't know, but I think that's cool. You know, that way you get to choose. And yeah, they also added some difficulty settings to Khazan, which is something that I'm very much like in Lies of P. I'm not a big fan, and I know, you know, it is just like, listen, I'm not saying it's bad or whatever. It's just usually I prefer when developers focus on one difficulty, because from my experience, that's when I've always had the best experience with these type of more challenging games. But, you know, it is what it is. This is something that we will be streaming once we're done, because like we did just 3 live streams now. We're going to be covering the update for Monster Hunter Wilds, which I suspect is going to go live tomorrow. probably immediately after the Capcom showcase, which, by the way, we will stream that showcase. I'll talk more about that. But yeah, and then I want to cover the Nightreign thing as well, and then we're going to go back to Khazan. But yeah, that's Khazan. I do want to mention one more thing, which is because of how things have been happening this year, of like me constantly getting overwhelmed with games, I've made the decision that probably we're going to be slowing down a little bit, and I don't want to be chasing whatever is the latest thing that came out, unless that thing is like a new From Software game or Monster Hunter. I still want to prioritize those. But other than that, I kind of feel like I just need to, I feel like finishing Khazan. We're going to go finish Khazan. And I know that Death Stranding came out, and we'll talk about that. But, if I do cover Death Stranding, it will be at another time. And once I'm covering Death Stranding, if something else comes along, it's like, no, we're doing Death Stranding now. Like, I want to start taking that approach to things, because otherwise I already know that I'm going to get overwhelmed like I always do, chasing down every new thing there is to cover. And I don't know, doing that over the last, how many years now? 17, 18 years, or however long it's been. It's just getting harder and harder, and sometimes even frustrating, because like I said, I had to stop playing Khazan, then I stopped playing Expedition 33, then I stopped playing Doom, and it's too much. Not to mention I also want to play, what's the name of it? Tainted Grail, which is phenomenal. So there's just too many things, and once I start something, I want to play it all the way. So I understand that for some people are like, well, but I only watch you to watch the latest thing. That's fine. I don't mind if you need to drop your membership or whatever, and then come back at a later date when I'm covering something that is more interesting to you. That's fine. We're going to be taking a hit in views, and that's fine. It's not the end of the world. But I need to be a little bit more chill and not always have all this pressure on me to like, oh no, I gotta finish this game, gotta finish it fast because the new one's coming, and then after that there's another one. It's like this year it's really good for gaming that all these games are coming out, but for a content creator that is struggling for time, it's been exceedingly frustrating, especially because my streaming time has also been limited, because once I go home, I can't stream from home right now. So it's this whole thing. But speaking of that, you guys might have noticed that Rurikhan, your backdrop is a little bit different. Yeah, it's because these sound panels are no longer here, which means you might also notice a decrease in sound quality. But that is something that I will be fixing. But basically, the reason why this looks like this, all empty, we only really have the Wilds banner here, is because the Warehouse arc is coming to an end. I'm going to be moving my setup to another location, and I'll talk more about it once everything is done and dusted. But yeah, right now we are in Struggle Bus. We're in Struggle Bus for the setup, so hopefully the audio is still good enough and you guys don't mind. But yeah, this is what I can do for you right now. But let us continue. There's a couple more things that I want to talk about. So, number one, beyond this, one of the things that I've been doing whenever I do have a couple of minutes of free time that has also taken up some time, I'll be honest, but this is just like so good to relieve stress, as I've been painting Killteam stuff. This is my scenery. I bought this scenery. This is like, for those of you that never played, this is a tabletop game. You play around with miniatures from Warhammer 40k. We have the Leagues of Votan now. It's got 2 kill teams. Earthkin, no, is it Earthkin? Urnkin Jaegers and the Earthkin Salvagers, which are like 2 dwarf teams that I've been painting. My Jaegers are fully painted. My Salvagers are still in the process of getting painted. And I wanted to paint like a full set of terrain, this is the terrain that is used in the tabletop game. So this is something that I've been painting, and it's been a blast. This is like the best one color scheme wise, because the other ones, the colors aren't as harmonized as I would like, but this one already has like weathering and stuff, and I think it looks really cool. I wanted to like zoom in. Can I zoom in, show you guys like look at this detail. Look at this. It's so beautiful. Look at like the oil leaking and stuff. That was a lot of work. Okay, no, but this is something I'm doing for fun. I just wanted to share with you guys. It's pretty cool. Anyway, moving right along, something that I became aware of earlier, like, because I was thinking, oh, do I want to like, stop everything I'm doing, go cover Death Stranding 2, and I ended up like, no, we're doing Khazan now. We'll do Death Stranding 2 at a later date or whatever. And I realized, so it turns out Death Stranding 2 is actually doing the early access thing, and I wasn't even aware of that. So basically, you were able to play 48 hours earlier or whatever this week, which is something that I'm not a big fan of. A lot of video games do it nowadays. I find it interesting that the community is not more up in arms about this practice. Like Doom Dark Ages did the same thing. Most Microsoft games do the same thing. So I guess this is just something that is part of the industry now. Like, oh, deluxe versions give you early access, and just accept it, because I haven't heard a single person, not a peep, about this particular situation, which is very frustrating to me because I'm not a fan of seeing this particular practice, but whatever. The game, for all intents and purposes, is apparently like massively successful, straight 10s out of 10s, which doesn't surprise me. I personally really enjoyed that. Well, I guess it kind of surprised me because I really enjoyed Death Stranding 1. And I remember it was not popular to like the original Death Stranding when that one came out. And I was like, oh man, I guess a lot of people just don't get it, because I liked it. I have like a full-on review for when that game came out. Had an absolute blast with it. So that's something I also want to play Death Stranding 2, but like I said, not on release. We'll do it later. So if you guys want to play by yourselves, you can do that, and then you can come and watch and see my reactions to the stuff that is happening whenever we do get around to streaming this. But yeah, if you get the digital version, which by the way, in Portugal, that is going to set you back 90 euros. That's crazy, but yeah, apparently it's worth it because it's a ton of fun. But yeah, that's Death Stranding. Death Stranding 2 came out, and I do plan on covering it. How that coverage will happen, we'll see, because I'm also super busy right now moving the setup and all of that stuff. Now, something else that is happening this week, probably the most important thing for me, is we're going to be talking about Free Title Update 2 tomorrow. That is a live stream that is going to be happening on the official Capcom channels. As you guys can see, we have here Fujioka-san and Yuya Tokuda-san. And we also have Ryozu in the other panel, who so happens to be the thumbnail for my live stream. But yeah, this is going to be tomorrow, approximately at 11 p.m. British Standard Time, or 3 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So for those of you that are interested in catching this, I will be live. This is what that stream looks like. Boom, we have news. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. This is not just Monster Hunter, because there are other things that I'm also interested in that Capcom showcase. I expect them to also showcase Onimusha, as well as Pragmata, and maybe even a couple. I mean, obviously there's going to be more things, but these are like the three big things that I want out of the showcase. Title Update 2, Onimusha, and Pragmata, which, by the way, I already know right now a lot of people are super down on Monster Hunter Wilds. A lot of people are super disappointed. The game has reached overwhelmingly negative on recent reviews, and I get it. It's like, I don't think it deserves to be on overwhelmingly negative, but I get it. You know, the game has performance issues. A lot of people are struggling to run the game. So I completely understand. It is what it is, and hopefully they'll do something with Title Update 2, but regardless of that, I'm going to be playing Title Update 2 because my boy Loggy's coming back. There's more than Loggy. I wasn't even planning on doing a video talking about this, because I was expecting, oh, there's going to be people that are upset with the situation around Monster Hunter Wilds. They're going to jump in the comments section, drop spoilers, which is likely going to happen, so I don't really recommend you guys reading the comments section of this video. But the reality is, and by the way, if you do drop spoilers, I'm just going to block you from the channel instantly. Like, there's no appeals, no nothing. It's just like, yep, boom. Because the reality is I've already been spoiled on a completely unrelated live stream, which I thought was going to be safe. I was streaming First Berzerker Khazan earlier this week, and somebody just came in and went like, oh, by the way, boom. I was like, oh, thanks. Appreciate that. That was really good. I fucking hate leaks. It was PlayStation that leaked it, apparently. It leaked on their store. I believe that the date of the release also leaked, but I haven't looked up any of that information, so I don't know, and I don't want to know. I want to see it as it gets announced at the Capcom Showcase, because I think it's more fun that way. It is what it is, but kind of sucks that stuff got leaked. But yeah, so that is what's happening with Monster Hunter Wilds, as well as Capcom Showcase tomorrow. I'm also going to be live streaming Monster Hunter Wilds tomorrow in preparation for Title Update 2, because I want to like get more charms and stuff, because I didn't craft all of the charms. So there's still stuff for me to craft, still stuff for me to explore, yada, yada, yada. But make sure to, set notifications for this particular event and tune in. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And then we also have is it exactly the same time? No, it's not the same time. I think it'll actually be earlier. Wait, is this earlier? CEST? I don't know what time this is. This might actually be, if this is early enough for me, we might actually stream this tomorrow, and then we stream Monster Hunter Wilds afterwards, Oh God, tomorrow's going to be a full day. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, all of that stuff if you want to be notified, because yeah, tomorrow is looking like one hell of a full day. But yeah, Elden Ring is getting another hard mode boss. We already had one, which was Gaping Maw. Now we're going to get Dark Drift Knight, which they're even revealing the official names of the champions. But then again, it's been a hot minute since the game came out. I've been having an absolute blast every time that I play Nightreign. Highly recommend. I know that there's some mixed feelings about that game from a lot of people. I actually plan on reacting to like a Bellular video where he talks about some of those things. I think it would be interesting. But yeah, I'm super excited for this. This is going to be something I'm going to be checking out as well. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe, bell notification icon. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Lots and lots of content, lots and lots of things to do. Ladies and gentlemen, stay strong, stay safe. Peace out.